A month or so ago, we visited cow 192 and struggled to get her into the crush before discovering an explosive problem. You're watching the Hoof GP, and today we're revisiting her. It is a bitterly cold but absolutely beautifully sunny morning here in southwest Scotland as we travel through this gorgeous landscape towards the farm that we are headed to today. I absolutely love this time of year. I really think it shows Scotland at its very best. Today we're visiting cow 192, a cow that we saw around 5 weeks ago on this channel, and I titled the video An Emergency Case, because that's exactly what it was, an emergency case of lameness. She was living in the hospital pen because her front foot was so sore, but even with that lameness, Craigie boy still struggled to get her into the crush. Until I stepped in, that was, of course. Once we got our foot in the air though, it was no laughing matter. We stripped away the outer layers of hoof horn, and on the inner claw, this is what we found. The root of all evil. A highly built up pressure pocket that we released. We stripped back as much detached hoof horn as we possibly could, applied this block and wrapped the whole thing up. And this is how she was walking afterwards. Clearly still really suffering. Well, like I said, fast forward 5 weeks to today and we are back here on this farm. So, it's cow 192. I haven't really been able to see how she's walking yet, so I'm keen to get her foot in the air and see what is going on with it now. Before her though, we just need to get this couple of cows out of the way. Routine trimming at its finest. You could see she'd actually been trimmed not that long ago, which sometimes can mean she's back in for a problem or she's just being very, very well looked after. Right, Craigie boy, you're up. It first appears that Craig doesn't have all that much to do to this foot, but these little alterations with the grinder are really, really important, and when you're not taking all that much off, you need to be especially vigilant that you don't go too far, which is why Craig is being particularly gentle on this cow. You can see he's taken more height off the inner claw because that is the one that grows slightly quicker and is apt to get more problems than the outer. Now he's done that, it's on with the knife.
So now that I've done what I need to do with the grinder, I've just taken away any sharp edges from the inside of the hoof horn here and just widening the modelling. See, shouldn't really worry about that because it's not actually causing a problem. There is no issues. Our feet are actually very good. So they look level and perfect. Quite happy with that.
Oh, teamwork really does make the dream work, and we have the perfect team. Just like with Craig's foot, this foot really does need only very minor alterations, but those alterations stop the cow from ever going lame in the first place. And they are the key to successfully curing lameness in an entire herd of cows. That being said, we still need to model out as deeply as we can because that way the trim sort of lasts even longer by taking weight away from the pedal bone inside. Lovely jubbly!
So yeah, again, just taking away any sharp edges. Widening the model a little, and that's her done. There is some raggedy bits, but these aren't anything important, nothing that I need to worry about, and she needs the height still, so just a little clean up.
As she walks out of the crush, just like many dairy cows, she cannot resist the sweet smell of silage before walking back to her bed and picking a fight with another cow. Anyway, Craigie boy has nearly finished the trim on that next cow, so it's time for cow 192. Let's hope for Craig's sake she's easier to get in than last time. For him at least.
I saw the black sail go over. Come on, girl, come on, come on, come on. Shows up in the centre. Hey, come on, lass. Hey.
Is it bad I don't want to help him?
Come on, that's it. There you go. Actually there.
No, she's not yet.
No, she is.
She's just jigging or not? She's not there yet.
If you close that back door, she moves.
Move up, lass, come on. Thank you.
Try to make it out and you got her in.
So obviously we trimmed her 5 weeks ago on all 4 feet. So the other 3 feet, we'll just have a quick check to make sure nothing's gone wrong, but there's no point in really trimming them. The front right foot is obviously why she's back in. Yeah, just model it out.
It's actually really important that Craig doesn't remove any of the height from the overall size of this foot. If he was to do so, it would be detrimental for her, and her soles would become too thin and very susceptible to bruising and ultimately ulceration.
She's not that long in the crush since the last time, so I don't want to go too crazy with the modelling. I think that I'm quite happy with that.
And again, nothing needs to be taken off the length or the height of this foot, but we might as well just widen this model back up. She's perfectly balanced, so if we were to take anything off the length or the height of it, we'd be doing something that was detrimental to her comfort, not helping her. Code yellow. Next foot. This one's actually slightly longer, look. And as we're taking the tip of her toe off, that means because she's longer, she's also slightly higher, so we need to reduce the toe area of the base of her foot too, before widening that model. It's funny, isn't it? 5 weeks. But 5 weeks means this cow's feet have actually grown around 8 to 9 millimetres. About 7 millimetres a month. Oh. Lovely. Right, here we go. So washing this off will only remove the very loose manure and slurry from around the area. But we can all clearly now see that Hoof Grip Pro is doing its thing, and this block is still firmly in place. Right. Just need to get rid of this. I think actually during the last video, when I was putting that block on, I urged people to try out Hoof Grip Pro, our glue, that green glue. And I told you that it'll help you if you are a hoof trimmer, a rancher, a vet, a farmer, anyone who has anything to do with hoof care. This glue will make your life easier. It's not the cheapest, it's not the most expensive, it's definitely not the most expensive, but it is, in my opinion, absolutely the best glue, because it's the best glue we could possibly make. If you want to try it out, head over to thehoofgp.com. and you'll be able to find where you can get a dealer, or you can get in contact with the guys who make it for us, or you can buy it from KVK or BD Supplies or Hoof Shop or a dealer probably local to you. Right, this is starting to look pretty good. It's clearly still got a problem, so unfortunately we didn't get to see her walk properly, so I'm not sure how well she is going to be walking. That is very hard. Remember, this cow was in the hospital pen, so she was on straw. She's not in straw anymore, which is why these are hard, but not like rock. This was very, very open though last time. If we just flick back to the last time we trimmed her, the whole inside portion of her wall is where that build-up of pressure was, and it was a pretty extreme problem. This is how it was looking just before we wrapped it up, raw and open, and clearly a mess. And this is how it's looking today. So it is definitely a vast, vast improvement. One that I am particularly happy about, actually. But not completely healed. Right, I'm scared. I'm actually putting off trimming around about this because I don't want to aggravate it in any way. hook of my knife in there and get those little scraggedy, raggedy, horrible pieces of hoof horn out. But you can see those little cracks going right up in there. They extend up into her heel bulb. This whole area of her heel is called the heel bulb. And these cracks are going right up into it, look. That's why, even if this cow is walking well, even if the block is still on, it's so important. I'm trying with my left hand. It's so important to revisit these cows because it is so beneficial. It really is. Look at that. I did not think this. Oh, is this not as good as I thought it was going to be? These cracks are definitely substantially deeper than I expected them to be. I really don't want to touch any of that soft tissue that is still living. Start going up the way instead now. Try to get rid of all these. You can see here, you can see through the hoof horn that is still detached behind it. If I take too big a chunk, I'm going to have to use too much force and could make a problem or a mistake. Whoa, lass, come on, you're alright. Just change knives and swipe up the way now to get rid of that part there. Need to get rid of all Need to get rid of all this sharp and detached hoof horn. Just change over knives. Get the back of my knife in against that part and just tease out these pieces of loose hoof horn. Just about there. These last little bits are. Oh, it's looking good. It's looking really good. There's clearly still a little bit of dermatitis in there. So we're going to use this Repodermat and a wrap to clear that up. But all in all, it's a massive improvement. Whoops. Wrap it first. This is how you get over lameness in a cow. I said at the start of this video and the last one that this was an emergency case of lameness. And that is absolutely correct. And the dairyman who works here has treated it as such. And he's brought her back again 5 weeks later to make sure that the healing process continues. So as we drop this cow's feet, I for one am definitely very keen to see how she's walking after all of this hard work. So let's get her out of this crush and onto the concrete. Seeing her walk like this really inspires me to push as hard as I can and to treat as many of these lame cows in as best a way is to the best of my abilities every single day I'm at work. It's truly gratifying work, and I hope that whatever job you're in, you feel as much satisfaction as I do when we heal a cow like that. Clearly she is not completely healed, but she is fundamentally different from what she was 5 weeks ago and much more comfortable.